Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I really want to talk about our fan base. I really want to talk about what is going on in our fan base. For quite a while I've been seeing tweets, I've been seeing a lot of people having opinions about the transfer window that we are currently having, or perhaps the transfer window that we have had in the past. So today I'm going to be addressing something I've noticed with Arsenal fans. What exactly is our problem? What exactly is our problem? Last season, what we talked about for the larger part of last season was that we lacked a squad depth. We needed to bring somebody in. We needed to bring in bodies. But the problem I have with Arsenal fans basically is that Arsenal fans they don't even know who they want. Arsenal fans do not even understand who they want in their own club. They want everybody and still want nobody. Arsenal is linked with a player. Immediately you want Arsenal to be linked with another player that is from another place. Arsenal is linked with that player that you want, and the moment Arsenal wants to bring in that player, they should have brought this player instead. What exactly is our problem? We clamored so much for the fact that we want a striker. The club want to bring in either Sesko or Guy Corres. We have all known that it is going to be either Sesko or Gyökeres the way it's called. Finally, we are settling for Gyökeres, and all of a sudden, it's breaking loose. We need a backup for, Martinelli, or perhaps a proper player that will play for Martinelli. Martinelli has not been playing fine. We all know that for the past maybe 1 or 2 seasons right now. He has not been playing amazingly well. We have been linked with many players, and finally we are going for Noni Madueke, who, by the way, according to Fabrizio Romano, says is done. Looking at this now, Fabrizio Romano says that exclusive Noni Madueke to us now. Here we go. Fee agreed in excess of £50 million, with add-ons included. Green light from Chelsea. Madueke already agreed 5-year deal at Arsenal days ago and is now set to complete the move. The winger leaves CFC to join Arsenal Football Club. So tell me, what exactly is wrong with this deal? Is it the £55 million that is wrong? Maybe that is too much, I agree. But what exactly is wrong with Madueke coming to Arsenal? Is it wrong because it's coming from Chelsea? Is it wrong because you have friends that will say that you're buying players from Chelsea? Why are Arsenal fans so bothered about what other people are going to say? Why are you so fixated with what your friend is going to say? Why do we have that problem? Why do we have that inferiority complex? Why are we behaving like we have never won any title ever? If you are born after the time that Arsenal have won titles in the past, go and check history. Arsenal has won title too. We have won several titles. We have not won the Champions League, which is understandable. But the club is doing everything. Now you are making me look like an apologist for the club. Because I'm obviously beginning to sound like an apologist for the club because of the fact that, we are getting the players that we need to get. We have always clamored for squad depth. Last season we had a bad business last season, to be honest, bringing Sterling. And the time I started agreeing that we had a bad business was when Sterling himself did not perform. All transfers are risk. All transfers are risk. You want them to bring somebody in from somewhere that has scored a number of goals because of the optics. Because you want to be among the people that will say that my club brought in this guy, is a big boy from one place or the other. This is the exact way you guys did not trust what's his name now? Merino, when Merino came in freshly. Arsenal fans are always having opinion about everything that goes on in the club. Before Subimendi was signed, before Subimendi was brought into the Arsenal, of course, A lot of Arsenal fans are already bashing him online. Everybody had an opinion on Zubimendi. Why Arsenal should not be going for Zubimendi, why they should be going for someone else. If Arsenal left Zubimendi's deal and went for that someone else that you want Arsenal to go for, you have a problem again. What exactly is our problem? What exactly do we want? Why exactly do we take everything so serious? Why exactly do we not even believe in our own manager? Even I had a discussion with some Arsenal fans yesterday. I was actually talking to someone, and they were telling me that it has even become a big deal now that if you are second, it doesn't even matter anymore. All these narratives are simply because of the fact that it's still Arsenal. To be honest, in this Madueke deal, to be very honest, in this Madueke deal, I understand what you guys are saying about, bringing in another player from Chelsea. Yes, we can talk about that. But this Madueke deal, proper for me, I do not think is a bad deal. I do not think it is a bad deal. At the end of the day, Noni Madueke is going to leave Chelsea and is going to go somewhere else. Noni Madueke is a youngster, 5 years deal for us now. You cannot tell me in that 5 years is never going to improve. You cannot tell me in that 5 years that nothing good is going to come out from Noni Madueke. So, what exactly is our problem? Why exactly do we take everything so serious? Why exactly? And we never have a solution. All we have are just suggestions. So, if Arsenal were not to be bringing on Madueke, for example, who would you have wanted them to bring? I asked that question yesterday. Some people were telling me Semenyo from Bournemouth. I think Semenyo plays for Bournemouth. Maybe Mahmoud Kudus or something like that. If Arsenal went for Mahmoud Kudus, same people will say that why are we going for Mahmoud Kudus? If Arsenal had gone for Semenyo, they would have asked that why Semenyo, why not someone else? Now definitely Arsenal is going for Madueke, Noni Madueke. Why Noni Madueke all of a sudden? And I can tell you for a fact that maybe now, if for example we are going for, Rodrigo, and we are really going in hard for maybe Rodrigo. For the fact that we are going for Rodrigo does not mean that even if Rodrigo comes into our team, he's not going to flop. Where is the certainty? Rodrigo that did not even play any minutes in the Club World Cup? Or have you guys forgotten so quickly? Rodrigo did not play any minutes in the Club World Cup. We played against Real Madrid, he was silent as well. So where are your arguments coming from? You love Rodrigo so much because of the name, because of the optics that come with it. I mean, Rodrigo is coming from Real Madrid now, so when he arrives, obviously at Arsenal, he's going to look like a big deal. Your club too is buying people from Real Madrid. Why are we like that? Why now? Why are we like that, for goodness sakes? Why are we like that? Why? Rodrigo did not play a single minute at the Club World Cup. You want Rodrigo at your club? You wouldn't mind Rodrigo for 16 million pounds or for whatever million euros. But then you have a problem with Noni Madueke because he plays for Chelsea and because you don't want your people to say that we are buying another guy from Chelsea. For goodness sakes, what exactly is you people's problem with that? Do you really think, for example, if last season, Sterling came into Arsenal, stepped up and really played well, do you think he's still not probably going to be in Arsenal by now? He most likely will be in Arsenal by now because that was one of the sweetest days that we had. I mean, brought him in on a loan. We needed a winger, brought him in on a loan. Sterling has a lot of minutes under his belt. He's an experienced player. He has won titles in the EPL. In fact, he has a better profile than Rodrigo. He's older than Rodrigo, he's experienced than Rodrigo. We needed that experience, we needed all of these things. Brought him in and it did not work. Have you guys forgotten so quickly? Have you guys forgotten so quickly? And then all of a sudden now we have Noni Madueke coming in from Chelsea because it's not easy that everybody fantasizes about. We don't even know if Arsenal is still going to go in for easy because Arsenal can be very unpredictable. We don't even know yet. Or because it's not your Rodrigo now, coming from Chelsea so that you can have the bragging right that you brought somebody from Real Madrid. Transfers are risk, for goodness sake. What if Rodrigo comes in and picks up form and did so many well? This guy Modric worked for Arsenal for so long. Now in Chelsea, doping. I mean, he had his doping issues, and minus his doping issues, he did not even perform very well at Chelsea. If Arsenal had gone in for Modric and Modric finally came to Arsenal, you guys would have blamed Mikel Arteta for the deal. And everybody wanted Modric as at that point in time. Just support your club, understand your manager philosophy, understand the fact that he's not trying to build a squad from zero. He's trying to add to the squad. Is that difficult to understand? And if you want to be Chelsea so badly, please just join Chelsea Football Club. If you want to be Manchester City so badly, join Manchester City. But I'm just being real here. I'm just being real because we need to know where we are coming from and we need to know where we are going. We are not doing a squad rebuild. That is not what we are doing. What we are doing is addition. The people that are doing squad rebuild are Chelsea. And the fact I was even talking, although he's a young Arsenal fan, but I was talking to a young Arsenal fan yesterday, way younger than I am. He was saying that Arsenal needed to just win any title. If it is to win any title, I can tell you that last season, just this last completed season, if Arsenal won, for example, the FA Cup, you guys will never be satisfied. If Arsenal won, for example, the Carling Cup, you guys will never be satisfied. You change the narrative simply because of the fact that Arsenal ended up not winning anything. If Arsenal had won the FA Cup, for example, you would have asked for the Premiership. And even more importantly, the Champions League, as the case may be. Stop shifting the goalpost. If you do not want to support this club anymore, support another club that you think is doing everything right for you. Yesterday I said it and I said it out loud that if Manchester City, for example, did not do those business they did before the Club World Cup, a lot of people, including Arsenal fans, or in fact, more importantly, Arsenal fans would have told you that if, for example, they bought those players before the Club World Cup, they would have probably won the Club World Cup. But look at what happened. Manchester City bought these players, right? They brought in these players, and at the end of the day, they still get knocked out of the Club World Cup. Imagine us now in the Club World Cup and they have bought all of these players, have done all of these things, brought in Victor Gyökeres, brought in whoever they want to bring in and still crashed out of, the Club World Cup. Do you know what would have happened in the media? Do you know the bad PR that would have happened from Arsenal fans themselves? Calling Mikel Arteta for calling him all sort of names. Why do we have a fan base that we are so fixated on the progress of other clubs and not recognize the progress that we are making? So, guys, I really, really want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinion. I want to see or understand the way you think or what you think is really, really happening with our club. I really want to hear from you guys. It is important to drop your comments in this comment section. I'm not editing any part of this video. I just want to hear from you your unfiltered opinion about what you think is happening.